Yes, everybody, and welcome back to another live stream on the channel. I hope everyone is doing well. Bless up, it's a Friday afternoon, people. I was meant to be going live earlier today, but yet again, listen, React had to take care of business, and I will be dropping a bomber at the end of the stream. A bomber will be dropped at the end of the stream, so make sure you stick around, make sure you're smashing up the likes, hitting the subscribe button. Massively does appreciate it. And again, I just want to say it again, man. Appreciate the love on the channel. It doesn't go unnoticed. I was speaking to my nan about it, actually. She was like, how's your YouTube doing? I was like, Nan, it's doing really well. Like, appreciate the love, appreciate the support. Unbelievable. So if you are new, hit the like, hit the subscribe, turn on bell notifications. We've got a lot of things to talk about today. No X talk. Listen, I might do a girl talk live stream. Who knows? Giving dating advice. Actually, don't take dating advice from me, because let me not say too much. But no, we're going to be going through Yan Diomande. A second bid is incoming for Yan Diomande, according to reports of over £100 million. We're going to speak about Mickey van der Ven to Liverpool, the interest there, despite some journalists closing down the reports. However, key wording, not yet. So are Liverpool working on a deal for Mickey van der Ven? We're also going to discuss the Premier League fixtures in this show as well. They have also been released. Hey, Newcastle first game of the season. That is going to be interesting, isn't it? Newcastle first game of the season. So Alexander Isak, Victor Monons are all going to be returning. It's a shame Ekitike is injured, of course. But let's get into all the news. Hope everyone's doing well. And it's Friday. It's a Friday evening. I was going to have the day off, but ultimately, my man don't take days off it. Do you get me? We don't take days off, chat. So yeah, bless up to everybody. Hope everyone is doing well, and get the fucking badge in. You already understand. Big up to proper Chelsea in the building. So chat. Yan Diomande, an alleged second bid is going to be incoming after we did have the first bid rejected of north of €100 million. Liverpool value Yan Diomande around £86 million, and ultimately is looking like we are going to be coming back in with another bid. Now, we don't know the alleged bid, but according to reports, that Liverpool will be coming back for Yan Diomande, Ben Jacobs, and there was another journalist that also broke the news that Liverpool will be coming back in for another bid for Yan Diomande. In my opinion, I think Liverpool get the bid done on the second time around. Liverpool don't really bid for players unless they believe that those players will become a Liverpool player. You know, you look at recent times, Alexander Isak, we got the deal done. Verts got the deal done. I can't remember the last time we bidded or did a deal other than Martin Zubimendi, where Liverpool reached an agreement. Probably Caicedo as well. Caicedo and Zubimendi are the only players that really come to mind where Liverpool have had deals accepted or whatever, and ultimately the player's just not going to become a Liverpool player. You know, we had Zubimendi fucking pissing us about. It's like whether a guy wants a girl or not. And not to go on the girl talk again, but that was literally that. And Caicedo was just being a fag, ultimately, because he won't get on a jet and he wants to go to Chelsea. I mean, how's that working out, mate? You're now going to be playing no European games. You've won fuck all at Chelsea. You can hold that, you absolute sausage. Right? But Liverpool will get this deal done, chat. I'm very confident that Liverpool do get a deal done for Yan Diomande in the coming days. Like I said, big ups to Indy Carlo News. He was the original one to break it that Liverpool have put in a bid. And what happened a couple of days later, we did get a bid for, obviously it was rejected. However, we did put in a bid, and I think Liverpool are going to put in another bid very, very soon. look, we could put in a bid in the next 5 minutes. We could put a bid in 5 days. But 100% Liverpool will be back. Because if they value Yan Diomande around £86 million, to be specific, and now this is where currencies get a bit confusing because Leipzig value them at 120 million euros. So if you equivalent that to English pounds, it's about 95 million. So I think both clubs ultimately will meet halfway, whether we get a deal done. I think Liverpool get a deal done for 90 million. I think, look, there will be good stuff in the contracts. What if he's a massive flop? Well, I don't think Liverpool will be buying him to thinking he's going to flop. I think Yan Diomande is going to be a successful signing long term. I've already given my opinions. I don't rate Yan Diomande like that. I think it's not about him as a player, and I've made that very clear. It's about the price. It's an expensive deal. However, when you seriously think about it, it's not my money. So I don't really care. I think Liverpool are going to do 400 million again. My only concern is with Yan Diomande spending that much money is how much money are we spending on other positions? Because let's not forget Liverpool need minimum 2 midfielders. Kurt Jones is going to be leaving the club, and we need a centre back or two. So how much are we going to be spending? I mean, if we're bringing Diomande, we've already got Victor Manons. That's already 140 million. I do think we will make a lot of money from player sales, of course. Curtis Jones, potentially a McAllister, maybe a Gap if he moves on. That's about it, really. But that's easily well over 100 million back into the sales. I'm not one of these people where we do net fucking spend here. How much has Liverpool spent? That's how much we spend. Forget the net spend. Net spend is not really a thing anymore. Liverpool can easily go and do 400, 500 million and be comfy. Liverpool could do 300 million every year and be comfy. Liverpool made over 150 million from their campaign alone. To say we had a shocking campaign in the Premier League, the Champions League, and all the cups, we made over 150 million. So I do think Liverpool are going to spend big. I do think we will get Yan Diomande deal done, in my opinion, in the coming days. Don't know how much it will be, but I do think Liverpool will be back in. Like I said with Fabrizio Romano, Liverpool is still firmly within the race for him. And now we are sat there getting out loans. Who? Chelsea? Hey, listen, it ain't easy down in West London, is it? It ain't easy down in West London. Chelsea can hold that. Big ups to you there, proper Chelsea. But I'm feeling very good and positive about the football club. We're bringing in players who are squad options. Victor Manons, good talent, good dribbler, pacey winger. That's what Liverpool needs, right? He's a squad option. And again, the amount of people I've seen dismiss the signing, it absolutely blows my mind. Why are people dismissing the signing? You moan about we don't bring in squad options. You moan about we don't bring in, young talents to the club. You can't fucking win. And people know this on my channel. I've been very negative about the club over the past 12 months. So I'm afraid to be negative, as a quote. Yeah? But I'm giving the club credit for getting a good deal in Victor Milan's over the line. But then I'm seeing people saying, why have we got him over the line and not Diomande? Well, if one of your targets is about to get snapped up, you're going to go and fucking get him. Liverpool are in the driving race for Diomande. I don't know why people are stressed. Paris Saint-Germain are showing no signs of really committing to the deal. All we know is that PSG have interests. And that's why I think it's important that Liverpool do a Diomande deal before PSG sell a Bradley Barcola. Because if PSG sell Bradley Barcola, then I do think that PSG probably will come to the table and put in a potential offer. I think they want to offload one of their attackers, and I think that is going to be Bradley Barcola. And this is why I explained to the chat, I still think Liverpool are heavily interested in Bradley Barcola myself, because I think we want to see out the situation with Cody Gakpo because he has been linked to a couple of clubs. And I also think, why are we going to go and try and get Bradley Barcola now and give PSG the money and then boom? I've used this example a lot. When Liverpool signed Ekitike, everyone was like, oh my God, we signed Ekitike, but we haven't signed Isak yet. Well, why are we going to go and sign Alexander Isak if we've got an interest in another striker and Newcastle wants him? It don't make sense. Liverpool are playing 4D chess, and I'm liking the moves that we are making this summer. Okay, I'm just concerned about certain positions, which I've made very, very clear. But I don't think Liverpool move to the deal for Yan Diomande if they didn't think it was possible. You've already had the manager come out and say that he expects Diomande to move. I don't think RB Leipzig can keep him at the club. I mean, when you're getting a ridiculous offer of 100 million euros plus, it's very hard to say no on a player that you've only had at your club for 1 year. You're making double, nearly triple your profits on a player after 1 year. That'd be fantastic business. And that's what Leipzig are. No disrespect to RB Leipzig. They know how to get a good deal. You look at Benjamin Sesko last year, 70 million. You know, my club Liverpool, we've done business with them. Canate, Dominic Szoboszlai, they know Danny Olmo in recent times. RB Leipzig know very well how to get a price out of a football club, and that's ultimately what we're dealing with. I don't think personal terms are going to be an issue because why would we bid for a player if we didn't allegedly have? I think we've already got personal terms done, in my opinion. Let's pay the money and get Jan to Anfield. Yeah, man. I think look, the only concern is I may have is Fabrizio Romano put something really interesting about the detail of the tweet. World Cup performances. Now, is that going to drive up the price? I don't know when Ivory Coast next play. I will have to have a look. But if he makes it to the knockouts, scores a couple of more goals and gets a couple of more assists, you could have other clubs start to get interest. That price may add another 5 to 10 million euros. So I do think it's important we try and get the deal done as soon as possible, which I do think we will. And I think Liverpool are very much aware of that. I mean, if Fabrizio Romano is aware of it, that the price could go up potentially due to World Cup performances, I very much expect Liverpool to be. They play tomorrow versus Germany. I'm worried, low. I say, are you a Germany fan? I mean, you've got the Brazil logo. Is that the statue of Rio? I believe. Bless up to you, Mike, in the chat. Look, I'm not worried. You know, I'm not worried about Liverpool not getting him. I'm very confident that Liverpool will get Yan Diomande. So, like I said, I just don't think we bid for a player if we didn't think the deal was ultimately, you know. And I think that was Liverpool just very much testing the waters. It's very like it's very rare for a player of 100 million plus in euros or pounds, you get a deal done straight away. You always test the waters to see whether they would accept or not. You know, we're not dealing with a 40 million pound player here, where it's just a straight, here's 40 mil, thank you very much, bye. Right? We're dealing with a 100 plus million pound player here. And I think that's why Liverpool are very much at the negotiation table. We will win against Ivory Coast. Germany is my World Cup team. Bless up to you, Jordan, bro. Yeah, it's a shame that Jamaica didn't qualify, man. They should have been there over fucking Curacao. Curacao fucking shite. I suppose you enjoyed that one. Germany slapping Curacao last week. What was it, like 7-1, 8-1 or something like that? But no, I don't think people should be concerned. I think Liverpool are going to be putting that extra bid. I think Liverpool will be getting the deal done very much in a couple of days. And I think, you know, we will. Big up to Cop Father, big up Footy, bro. Bless up to you, my bro. Smash the likes. Yes, smash up the like button. Check, I've got, 20 people in here. On a Friday night, I will very much take that. Yes, like I said, the support over the past week on the Liverpool content has been unbelievable. So, 111 million euros. Look, I think Liverpool get a deal done. Look, I don't like to really talk in euros terms, right? Because I don't really know the what's the word? What's the word where you transfer your thingy over? The difference in prices. I think if we're talking pounds, I think Liverpool get the deal done for about 90 million. If they value them at 86 and we put in 100 north to 100 million euros, you're talking about in and around 80 million. So I do think Liverpool will put up that extra 10 mil. Because if not, then what the fuck was the point in the past couple of months? What was the point in doing all the groundwork on a player to just walk away about over 5-10 million? Liverpool aren't going to do that. My only concern is how many players get sold so we can fund Diomande. I think Liverpool know that we're in a position where it's not even about how many players we sell. I think ultimately Liverpool know they've got to do in business. We need a right winger. We actually factually don't have a right winger at the club. People will say Harvey Elliott, da 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 da. Harvey Elliott isn't really a right winger, is he? He barely played right wing for Liverpool. He was always in the 8 or in the 10. I'm not really concerned about the players we sell, to be honest, because the players I think we sell is the players we sell, which I'm not too fussed about, barring 2 players. Like, because I don't think we will sell players 100%. Players are going to 100% be sold because I think Liverpool do 300 million this summer. Minimum 300 million. I think, we've already spent 40 million euros. Diomande 100 million euros or whatever. That's already, nearly 115 euros. And that's about, 120 pounds, I think it is. Gakpo, Maka, Jones sold for 150. I think you can get maybe more. I think Jones is 20, 25 million. I think you can get maybe 60 for Maka, maybe a bit more. Gakpo, I think you can get maybe 60 as well. 140 million, 104 million pounds or 120 million euros sounds like the price including add-ons, not gonna lie. I'm very threatened by Barcola's sale. Madrid looking at Elise. Diomande is the only other interesting right winger in the market. From a long-term aspect, yes. And what we need in terms of how Iraola plays football, yes, I 100% agree. What do you mean by threatened by Barcola's price? What, you're not a fan of the price, or I take it you want Barcola and you think he'd be sold? I think it's only between us and Arsenal who are really interested in Bradley Barcola. And Arsenal are in a similar situation to PSG. They need to sell Trossard and Martinelli before they bring it in. Got to go, bro. No worries, bro. Hope all the families doing well. Bless up to you for tuning into the stream for a couple of minutes. Chat with 4 likes away from 25. If we could hit 25 likes on the channel, it'll be much, much, much appreciated. We are going to be doing some World Cup watch-alongs tonight. Brazil, and I'm going to try and do this Scotland-Morocco game. So we will be having watch-alongs out on the channel. We'll also do a video as well. I've already put out a couple of shorts on that sort of things. Big up to Bonkers, bro. Been having a long time no see. 120 million probably gets Diomande done. I agree. 120 million will get it done, I believe. Big up, bring up Lewis, bro. You're doing well. Mike says, I mean, if Barcola leaves, PSG gets him over us just based on what any player would want. IMO going to the Champions League double winners is better than to a team that finished in 5th objectively. I 100% where you get up to Scotland, fair enough. I get what you mean, but I'm not really too worried. I think Liverpool are firmly in the driving seat. And I think if Liverpool had any potential worries of Paris Saint-Germain coming to the table and definitely getting the deal done, I think Liverpool will just ultimately pay the money for Yan Diomande. And it's like I said, Arsenal are the only other interesting club in Bradley Barcola. I know there's other clubs probably, but if we're talking real talk, the only clubs that's interested in Barcola is Liverpool and Arsenal. And Arsenal need to move on 2 wingers in Martinelli, potentially. And they might not even go for Bradley Barcola. I think they're going to try and get Morgan Rogers. So I'm not too worried about Barcola as of now. Big up to your Bonkers, bro. Bless up for you, billionaire magic every single time. But chat, are you worried about Barcola? Look, I'll be honest, I'm not really worried. I'm not sitting here stressing, oh my God, we've not got the deal done. I think people forget it's Friday, right? The transfer window opened Monday. We've already got a good squad option in. We're probably going to get Diomande over the line, according to the reports and the reports of a second bid coming in. Not really worried. I've always been calm about the attack, and I've mentioned it on every single stream I've been. I think Liverpool signing attackers, I'm very confident and very relaxed because we're going to get Diomande, in my opinion. We've already got Victor Manons in, and I think we get another attacker in. That's what everyone's saying. Ben Jacobs has said it. Fabrizio has said it. So all the big reports have said that Liverpool potentially want up to 3 attackers. And that's because 1, we need a right winger. 2, Chiesa is going to be sold. And 3, in my opinion, I've just got a feeling Cody Gakpo will be sold. I've got a feeling Liverpool will sell Cody Gakpo. Reacts the next bid for Diomande will be the 3rd bid. by the way. Well, yeah, you always have like alleged bids and then you have like an official bid, don't you? Like, people always get a bit confused. Like, I've always said this, by the way. Do you know when it comes to transfers, the news is always 2 days behind. It's always 2 days behind. It's so when Liverpool put that bid in for Diomande last night, that wasn't put in last night. That was probably put in a day or two ago. It's just because it's becoming an official bid. You know, the only times you ever see deals like that happen is deadline day. So I would imagine that Liverpool potentially have already put in another bid. It's just not official yet. You know, there's a difference between an underclosed bid and an official bid. I reckon Liverpool have probably put a bid in. I agree with you, bro. You know, I'm in completely agreement. It will be done at 100 million euros. I think Liverpool will be yeah. Our first bid, Diomande, was about 70, 78 million, I believe. Then that one was 85, 86, I'm hearing. The next one's 100. I think the next one does get it done. I think Liverpool aren't going to mess about. Bearing in mind, it's looking like that Diomande wants the situation resolved after the World Cup. No disrespect to Ivory Coast, but Ivory Coast are hardly going to be going to the fucking final. So he's definitely got minimum 2 more group stage games and probably a knockout game. I wonder if having to pay more for Diomande that we then go cheaper players or miss out a position cut. No, I think that's just because of how much they value him, and Liverpool know they need to spend big on a right winger. Chiesa, Endo, Curtis, maybe Gakpo leave. Look, Chiesa, I think we get 10 million if we sell him. You basically make your money back. Endo, I don't think I'd rather just keep Endo if I'm honest. Just keep him in and around the cups, and if he can come off with 5-10 minutes to go, he's got a year left. You're not getting anything for Endo, I will be honest. Endo was linked to clubs last year, and the prices was like, yeah, not great. Curtis, I think Curtis will go for 20 million. Look, I don't want Curtis goes. Gakpo, I think you can get 60. I'll be shocked if Gakpo leaves. I honestly wouldn't. Because why would Liverpool? I don't see a world where Liverpool bring in Diomande, Victor Manons, Bradley Barcola, have Alexander Isak, Ryan Gamoa, Hugo Katiko on the books. Don't see it. Bearing in mind, Fabrizio retweeted the tweet of Liverpool's interest in Barcola the other day. So we still have interest in Bradley Barcola. I think Gakpo stays as the second choice striker. I think we get a better player than Gakpo. You see, the thing is, I actually don't mind. I'm going to get stick for this. Look, Gakpo, I don't think he's as bad as everyone makes out. I think, look, don't get me wrong, Cody Gakpo had a terrible season at Liverpool. But he's all right when he's got a bit of competition. We will only bring Barcola if we sell Gakpo. Can't see us having so many wingers. We ain't got a choice red one, though, because I'm looking at the way that Andoni Iraola plays football. Does Cody Gakpo fit that? No. Has he got any sort of attributes to a Krupi, to a Semenyo of the past? No, he don't. Why would you keep Gakpo if he doesn't fit the Andoni Iraola system? Andoni Iraola's system is all about pace and power, gegenpressing, down the left and right hand side flanks. Gakpo is not a runner. Gakpo will leave. Season is he won't play second fiddle to Real, so Gakpo. And again, I think it would ultimately make sense to probably sell Cody Gakpo because I'm not saying Gakpo's old, but he's what, 25, 26. You bring in Bradley Barcola, you've got 2 left wingers for the next 10 years, or however long they're here, in Ngamoa and in Bradley Barcola, and they actually fit the Liverpool system of Andoni Iraola. So I'm thinking about the coach here as well. And this is where the club have got no excuses. Do you guys remember when we sold? I say we sold when we brought on a Slot, and that first transfer window was very much Slot is assessing the squad. Andoni Iraola does not need to assess the squad. I'm sorry, there's no assessing squad bullshit that works with me, because you don't need to see if Kirkes is a good footballer. if Ekitike, Isak, Brian Gamoa, Sabozlai are good footballers or not. I think the only reason the club peddled on that PR is because they didn't want any players. I genuinely think they didn't want any players. I think ultimately they wanted Diomande and that was it. Hence why when they brought in Chiesa and Diomande was linked to 8 Nori a bit. Our first bid was 90 million euros, 10 million add-ons. Leipzig is asking for 120 million euro package. I'm sure it will be done for 100 million plus 10 million add-ons. In euros, yes, I'll be very surprised if that's done in pounds. Don't see us getting another attacker. I see us getting Diomande and Mons, and that's it. I'll be surprised if we don't. Big up, love the stream. Bless up to you, Suarez, bro. Bless up to everybody that's in the building, by the way. Big up to Red Rihanna in the building. Big up to Ravi. 2 bids. Well, I think the next bid will be very much done. And it's like I mentioned, chat. Look, Liverpool are probably working on their 3rd bid, like Lewis says in the chat. I think ultimately, like I said, the transfer window is always 2 days behind. That bid, I guarantee you, that bid was put in 2-3 days before. The only time you see bids and stuff like that happen is on deadline day. Do you really think Liverpool actually sent the bid in at that time? No. If that's the time they made it official. And bearing in mind, Liverpool don't make bids official if they don't think they can get the player. I remember when Liverpool made an unofficial bid for Jude Bellingham, 80 million, rejected, but it wasn't an official bid. Ask Bellingham himself. We need to be serious in the window. Don't let things slip away on who we want. I'm very relaxed. I've made this very clear, chat. When it comes to the transfer side of things for Liverpool, the only worry is for me is the centre backs. Big up to Mark. I worry Isak will keep getting injuries. I pray not, but he seems a lot. He isn't injured for Sweden. Missed training again, or is he fine? I've seen stuff about it, but Dave O'Seacott was the one that put it out, so I don't know. Big up to Michael. Bless up to Michael. Chat, make sure you subscribe to Michael, please. Make sure you subscribe to Michael TV10 and kick off Michael. More content with him coming soon. I'm relaxed, but I just don't want to lose out. You get me? 100% was out our 2nd bid. I believe it was, and the reason why I think it was our 2nd bid is because more time clubs always put an official bid in, then they will make a 2nd official bid. I'd be very surprised if that was Liverpool's original bid. The Reds are now expected to return with a new improved bid of around 150 million euros. Dave O'Seacott can reveal. Exactly, and you've seen that Ben Jacobs put out the same thing yesterday, just worded it a bit different. Bear in mind, Ben Jacobs, I always say, is the Christmas cracker. Sometimes he can speak very negatively about Liverpool, spoke very positively about Liverpool when it comes to the transfer side of things. So I think very much Liverpool will get Diomande done. I said this earlier this week, Liverpool are going to bid for him. I'll be surprised. Look, I'm in no ITK. I'm not like I'm in contact with Diomande himself. I'll be surprised if Liverpool have not put an official bid in for Diomande within the next 4 days. I'll be shocked. And what, 150 million euros? That's probably what? 90 million-ish, if my conversion rates are correct. Big up to Deontay in the chat if you're doing well, my broski. Big up to you. Hopefully you sell Morgan Rogers to Aston Villa. Hopefully you sell Rogers to Arsenal so we can get Barkler. But there is a lot of talk about Tottenham, chat, by the way. Tottenham, Mickey van der Ven, which we'll speak about. It's about 100 million, I believe. What, euros or pounds? 100. He would be our 3rd most expensive signing, by the way, Diomande. Isak, Wirtz. Diomande will just surpass Darwin Núñez. Darwin Núñez was 100 million euros, wasn't he? So, hey, listen, get the credit card out again. Pounds? It's a lot of money, I can't lie. 100 million. It's a risk, but if the club wants him, the club want him. I've already given my opinions. Look, there's certain things I like about Diomande as a footballer, but it is a lot of money. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing alright, bro. Hope you're doing well. But no, chat, we have got a bomber at the end of the stream. Do stay tuned. I will be revealing that in the next half an hour or so. But I do want to turn the attention, look, just to wrap up on the Diomande stuff. 100 plus bid, whatever, I think is going to happen in the next coming days. He's going to be a Liverpool player. I'd be very surprised if he's not a Liverpool player. Liverpool don't bid for players, chat. Come on, if they don't think they'll get him. Especially an official bid, by the way. An official bid. It's not just a behind closed door scene type shit bid. An official bid. So I'm very relaxed, very calm and collected about that. But no, let's turn our attention to Tottenham, which potentially could link into Cody Gakpo a little bit. Liverpool having massive interests in Mickey van der Ven. Now, I already know, and I've seen the tweets from Fabrizio Romano, that Liverpool speaks about the interests between Mickey van der Ven and Liverpool. He put something very interesting in the tweet. Liverpool are not working on a deal as of now, and I think that's the most important thing to take away from that tweet. That Liverpool are not working on a deal as of now, but they have interests. Which makes perfect sense. They're focused on Diomande. They're probably focused on another player as well. They're probably going to do the centre-back situation last, in my opinion, to see how that develops and works out. With, let's say, if a club was to approach Liverpool for like a Joe Gomez. Okay? I like Mickey van der Ven a lot. I think van der Ven's a good player. I'm not one of these people that say he's injury prone. I actually don't particularly think van der Ven's injury prone. And the reason why I don't think he is injury prone is because if you look at his injury record before Tottenham, it was good. Now look at his injury record at Tottenham under Ange Postecoglou. Now look at his injury record since Ange has left. He's picked up nowhere near the amount of injuries as he did under Ange Postecoglou. I'm not being funny. It doesn't matter what athlete you are. Yeah? If you're running 50 yards backwards and forth every single game in a high pressure game for Tottenham Hotspur under Ange Postecoglou, and at the speed that Van der Ven's running at, you're going to be picking up injuries. Lucky enough, Liverpool don't really play like that. So I think it makes sense. We know what Tottenham are like. They're going to drive a high price. But they've already brought in a couple of defenders. We let Robertson go. They brought in Sensei and a centre back. Can they keep Romero? I don't know. I don't know if anyone's interested in Romero. I think Manchester United was having a bit of interest. I know Atletico Madrid have a bit of interest in him. But do I see anything materialising with Van der Ven? Let's not forget Liverpool wanted Van der Ven before he went to Tottenham. Let's not forget this. Back in 2023, we wanted Van der Ven. We just didn't bring him in. So, we already have the history books. The data is already there on our previous interest on Van der Ven. And plus, we need centre-backs. I can't stress this enough. If we brought in a defender, my worries for the transfer window will very much be going away. Because you can't be having 35-year-old, 36-year-old Van Dijk playing every single bloody week. You can't be having Giovanni Leone recovering from an ACL injury at the age of 18, 19, playing alongside Virgil van Dijk, despite how good I think Van Dijk is and the potential of Leone. You can't be having Jeremy Jacquet, who's recovering from a 5-month injury, who's still not fit, by the way, coming in straight away playing for Liverpool. It would be an absolute stupid risk. What would be the point in that? Because let's not forget, by the way, when Konate was close to signing our contract, because let's not forget, Konate was close to signing our contract, and you saw many journalists come out and say that Liverpool still want to get another centre-back. So it's very clear that we do want a centre-back. Whether that is Van der Ven, Schlotterbeck, fucking whoever. If you're asking me, I would actually put Van der Ven in my top 3 centre-backs that I would want. I like Van der Ven a lot. I think he's good aerially. I think his pace is obviously very good. I don't think he's a bad defender. And also, by the way, he can play in multiple positions, which is key and it's important. Because I thought he was really good for the Netherlands the other night against Japan. And bearing in mind he was playing out of position, he was playing at left back. He can play across the back four. He's probably going to cost you 60 to 70 million. You're bringing him in for a good long-term contract. You know, you need squad depth options at the centre-back. The deal makes sense. It just depends on what price Tottenham would value Van der Ven at. So, I think Liverpool would only do a deal for Van der Ven if it was 65 million on Rondo or 70 million. Other than that, I don't think Liverpool would really entertain it. I think they'd rather just go and look at a Schlotterbeck, which again, I think that's another centre back option, which I think is fantastic. Again, got pace, dominant in the air. I actually think he's a good ball playing centre back as well. Can play in a back three, can play in a back four, can play in a back five. Nico Schlotterbeck is one of the most underrated centre backs in world football. People talk. Do I think he's the best centre back in the world? No, right? But you ain't getting Pachos, you ain't getting Marquinhos, you're not getting the Salibas, you're not getting your Gabriels, you're not getting your Bastonis, right? You're going to have to look to the next best thing. And I think Schlotterbeck is that. Who is this? Yassin. I don't know what I mean. Thoughts on Premier League feature list? I will be giving my thoughts on that very shortly. We'll just go through all the news regarding Van de Ven. But look, I like Van de Ven a lot. I wouldn't mind the deal. I really, really wouldn't mind the deal. And especially with Joe Gomez leaving on a free in a year, Van Dijk leaving on a free in a year, I just think it's a risk. I really, really, really do. Because let's not forget, can I say, we wanted him to stay. So if you think about it, off the base of that metrics, Giovanni Leone and Jamie Jacquet was not going to be our first choice right-sided centre-back. It was going to be Ibrahim Konate. So why would things change? Don't make sense. My birthday's tomorrow, turning 20. Bless up to you, Red Jaden, bro. We have a fantastic birthday, my friend. Dave O.C. Cup reckon we bid 115 mil next. I don't know how much, but I do think we bid for Diomande again. Footy, you not here. We are linked to Yassin Adiri now. Just seen it. I ain't looked. I'll be honest, I've not really been on my phone all day. I've been sorting stuff out, which I will exclusively reveal when I end the show. But I do want to speak about the Premier League features. I do want to speak about other stuff as well. So, look, the Van de Ven interest is very limited, right? Liverpool right now are not working on the deal, but I do think Liverpool are very much still highly interested in Mickey Van de Ven. So I'm very, very intrigued to see what's going to happen on the side of things regarding Van de Ven. But if you are new, chat, make sure you're hitting the like button and make sure you are subscribing to the channel as well. It's very, very important you do that. Big up to my man in the chat. And so I hope you're doing well, my bro. Have a look, footy. It's serious. I will have a look. I will definitely have a look. Don't you worry about that. But I do want to go through the Liverpool fixture list of next season as well. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, I hope you're doing well, Ansar, bro. Hope you're doing well. Alright, so we haven't spoken a bit. Big up to Strogoon in the chat. You're doing well as well, broski. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, my friend. But chat, these are the Liverpool fixtures, by the way. The first four games. Newcastle on the opening day of the season. Nottingham Forest, Ipswich, and Fulham is our first four games. Now, let me know what you think to that. Then we've got Bournemouth, then Manchester City. So there are all first six games. I can't lie to you. There's some difficult ones in there. Bournemouth, Man City, obviously, but you got some winnable games in there. You should be able to beat beating Fulham at Anfield. Ipswich, new promoted team. You've then got, obviously, the likes of, on the opening day as well, Newcastle. That is going to be a feisty game because Isaac will be returning to St. James's Park. Same with Victor Manons. After Manchester City, we got Brentford, then we got Brighton, and then it's the big one. On Halloween, Liverpool Football Club will be playing Arsenal. Arsenal on Halloween. I mean, what a cracker that's going to be on Halloween. Then We've got the likes of Sunderland in December. We've got Manchester United as well. So, yeah, big up to Wesley in the chat. Smash the likes. Can't say too long since. Yeah, big up to you, bro. Yeah, make sure you smash on the likes in the subscribe chat. And then in December, we've got the likes of Chelsea, Leeds, Tottenham. Let me have a look when we play Everton. I want to have a look when we play Everton. So we've got the Merseyside derby at Anfield on the 30th of January. Then you've got Arsenal, Coventry. That's going to be the tough set. I'm looking at Liverpool's fixtures on my other screen. Manchester United, Everton, and Arsenal back to back to back. That's going to be the test. Okay? I do want to have a look at Liverpool's last remaining set of fixtures. These are Liverpool's last 3 games. Manchester City away, Brentford at home, Brighton. I mean, it just doesn't get more tough than that. It just does not get more tough than that, does it? It really, really, really doesn't. But let me see if I can read out all the games at once. So bear with me while I try and type this up. So yeah, I do want to have a look at the fixtures. Bear with while I try and sort this out. So yeah, Liverpool's first 6 again for people that are new. Newcastle away, man, that is fucking. Then Forest, Ipswich, Fulham, Bournemouth, Man City. Is that a good enough start? I can't lie. I would bite your hand off for 5 wins. I think 5 wins is doable. I think you can beat Newcastle. You should be beating Forest, Ipswich, and Fulham. 4 wins. Bournemouth away, and Danilo will be returning. Man City at Anfield. If you say to me, out of those 6 games, you get 16 points, I'll take it. Dark horses for the Prem. What? As in, who do I think the dark horse is, or are you saying like, or like what are you referring to? But no, I don't mind them first 6. I mean, look, could it be easier? Yes, obviously. Would you like an easier start? Obviously. But I'm just mainly looking at, those games there, those. I don't take features too much into account. I've never been one of these people that really get too, thingy about those sort of things, I've never, like, oh my God, we've got a really tough start, we've got a really back end. Ultimately, whoever's top at the end of the season will win the league. And if it's Liverpool, it's Liverpool. If it's not, it's not. I think Tottenham dark horse. Are you saying dark horse as in what, to win the league? So let me read them out again for people that are new. So August, first game of the season, Newcastle. Then it's Forest. Into September, we've got 3 games in September. Ipswich, Fulham, Bournemouth. October, this is where it gets tough. Man City at home, Brentford away, Brighton at home, Arsenal away on Halloween. November, Palace, Man U, Everton. That's why it's important, in my opinion, we win the first 5 games. Because the following 7 games after that, you don't want to be going to Palace away, then Man U at home, Everton away, all back to back, alongside with Arsenal in there, Brighton, Brentford, and Man City. In December, yeah? Now, there is a big one that I'm really excited about, and I cannot wait. December, right? Sunderland, Chelsea, then it's Leeds, then it's Tottenham. Boxing Day football is back. Let's bloody go. We've got Hull City away on Boxing Day. I'm glad Boxing Day's football's back. I know we got postponed by a day or 2 last year. Sorry, Boxing Day football's a must. Then we've got Aston Villa to finish off the year. We're kick-starting the year off Coventry at home. Then it's Sunderland. Then it's Palace. Then it's Man U. Then it's Everton. Then Arsenal back-to-back. I can't believe we've actually got them lot back-to-back twice. Then you've got Coventry, Hull City, Tottenham. March. Now these are the big ones. Aston Villa, Ipswich, Fulham in March. April. Now these are the last 8 games of the season. In April, we have got Newcastle, then Nottingham Forest. Liverpool have got Leeds on my birthday. By the way, our record on my birthday is shocking in terms of wins. Our last 5 games. Now, these are not the games you don't really want. Chelsea, Man City, Brentford, Brighton away, Bournemouth at home. So our last home game will be Bournemouth at home. Hey, if Wolves was in the Premier League, it probably would have been fucking Wolves. We always get Wolves on the last day. But no, I mean, look, I take one game at a time. I'm not really looking at fucking April already or February, because things can change, because injuries, bearing in mind, Champions League games are going to get placed in there. Games always get moved back as well. If Liverpool go far in the League Cup and the FA Cup, games tend to get moved back. Same with the Champions League. So obviously those dates are subjected to change, but obviously we'll be playing those Premier League teams in order. I don't mind them. If we lose to City and draw to Brighton in those last 5 games, I think. Yeah, Brentford in your last 5, rough. Brentford is at home. Man City in your last 4 games, though. That's the one I'm looking at. In the last remaining games, Man City with 4 games to go away at the Etihad. I would have liked that to be at Anfield. But the key dates to look out for is we have got Everton and Man U back-to-back in November and Arsenal all back-to-back. Not once, but twice in the season. So when we're already looking at if Liverpool are going to challenge for the league, those are going to be the games where it defines it. Everton, Man U, and Arsenal back-to-back. Looking if we don't really play anyone else big in terms of back-to-back, it's normally like we've got some easy games and then we've got a hard game, easy game, hard game type stuff. So it's only November and October I'm looking, that's going to be difficult. And the last 4 games in the season. Other than that, I'm taking it. The first 5 games, I think you could be... Yes, you would have liked to probably have Coventry in the air and whatnot. But in your first 5 games, you get Newcastle away out the way, Forest, Ipswich, Fulham and Bournemouth. I'm sorry, I'm expecting 15 points. I'm expecting minimum 15 points there, if I'm being honest. Which we'll speak about more to the time, obviously. Look, I will do my Premier League predictions when the Premier League does start. Obviously, transfer windows nowhere. No one's really done much business as well, so I'm not too thingy about it. But you know what? I think Antonio Iraola will look at that and think, you know what? It's okay. 15, really? Yes, I expect Liverpool to win their first 5 games, if I'm being honest, Ansar. Because you look at Liverpool's first 5 games. Forest at home. I'm sorry, it's 3 points. Ipswich away. Let's be fucking real. Fulham at home. You got to be winning. Bournemouth away. Look, Bournemouth without Antonio Iraola. We don't know how their new coach is going to do. He's either going to do really shit or really good. Right? It's only Newcastle away. They're going to be up for it. Liverpool-Newcastle games are feisty now, especially with the whole Isak, Ekitike, now Victor Manons as well. So I think you draw 1-2 games, shaky start, but I would say 9 to 12 points. I think, in my opinion, you've got to be getting 15 points because October, November, let's be real, we're going to be dropping points. Like Man City, Brentford, Brighton, Arsenal, Palace, Man U, Everton are all after those. Forget your number at Anfield reacts. Tough games still. Yeah, no, I get it. I get Liverpool and Anfield and stuff, but I think there's going to be a real good vibe at Liverpool at the start of the season. New coach, it's a new beginnings, new players into the system. I think there's going to be Anfield's going to be really popping. I really, really do. I really, really do. And if you can get Newcastle 3 points first game of the season, you're taking it. It is Sunday under the lights, so we'll have to see. But I'm taking it, chat. I'm taking those as our features. Liverpool have got to be winning the Premier League title. Not got to be, but Liverpool have got to be challenging, in my humble opinion. Liverpool have to be challenging for the Premier League title. And that isn't any if buts and babies about it. Liverpool have to be challenging, chat. They have to be challenging for the title. There's no excuses. We're spending the amount of money that we're going to be spending, the amount of money that we spent last year with Isak getting better, Vert's getting better. I'm full well expecting that Liverpool improve next season. Are we the favourites? No. No, we're not. We are not the favourites for the title. However, there's no reason why Liverpool should not, in my opinion, be challenging. I have seen a tweet coming through. Liverpool are gearing up for a new improved bid on Yan Diomande. They want their man. That is being the talk. I've just seen that come through on my Twitter feed. That Liverpool are gearing up a new improved bid for Yan Diomande. So it's looking like that Liverpool are very much going to be bidding for Yan Diomande in the coming days. Get the deal done. Get the deal done. Let's not piss about. Let's not mess about. Let's get Yan Diomande in at Liverpool Football Club. Forget if you think he's worth it or not. If Antonio Areola wants him, get him. I don't give a flying toss. And I think also another thing, Liverpool know they've got to be doing business. Liverpool Football Club know that they've got to be doing what is required. And what is required? Bringing in the players. There's no, and I mentioned this earlier in the stream, there's no assessing squad bullshit for me. There's no, oh, we need to assess the squad. No, you're not assessing no fucking squad. You're getting the business done, no matter what. By the way, 37 likes. Bless up to everyone. Appreciate the absolute love there. Let's try and push towards 40 likes if we can. We will be challenging for the titles in the new season. I hope so. Remember, 21, 25 people say we have no chance. Exactly. We get written off. Listen, if Antonio Areola starts off fantastically, I think, ultimately Liverpool are going to be within a shout. It's better than Slot, but need a good start. Yeah. Every season we played Forest and Anfield without Slot as manager, we beat them. Big up to you, bro. Big up. Don't forget they will lose some players during the summer. We might surprise them. Arsenal's first three games is tricky. Coventry, Villa and Chelsea. I've not seen other clubs yet. Forest, I've seen Man United there. They've got a nice set of features, I can't lie, in the first five. Forest have your number at Anfield reacts to games still. Yeah, 100%. They are also Man U will win the league. Or Chelsea. Chelsea ain't winning no league, I'll be honest with you. Chelsea aren't going to do fucking flying shit. Listen, it's going to be interesting to see how Manchester United do. I think one of the reasons why Manchester United did very well, chat, was due to one thing. One game a week under Carrick. The vibes were good. Now let's see what they're about. Let's see now what Carrick and his men are about by playing 2-3 games a week. You're going to be playing Champions League, League Cups, FA Cups. They've been playing one game a week all last season. When the players start getting injured, it's going to be very, very interesting. So I wouldn't be thinking, oh my God, look at Man United's features. That's it, they're going to win the league. Listen, in my humble opinion, Manchester United are the fourth favourites for the title. If you're asking me right now, I'd say Arsenal are the number one title. I mean, look, if you're the champions, you should always be the favourites. No matter who you sign, you literally won the league. I would probably put Manchester City at second. You could argue maybe Liverpool second because of the players now that we're going to be bringing in. We're going to be bringing in good advocate players. We're going to be bringing in players where we was poor in last season. And we've also got a coach that plays a good, attractive style of football that will win us points. Let's not forget, Antonio Areola is 18 games unbeaten. So I would say Arsenal are definitely the favourites. It's a toss between Man City and Liverpool. Look, Man City are in the same position as Liverpool. Enzo Maresca, we don't know how he's going to do. Man City have got to be doing business. Are you winning the league next season? Ask me when the transfer window shuts. If you were to say to me right now, are Liverpool winning the league? No, because we've not signed the players that we need. However, if I go off what I think, look, I think Liverpool will challenge Do I think we win it? No. Right now, I think Arsenal are the favourites, and I just said that Arsenal are the favourites. They're the champions, and you're looking at the players that they're going to be bringing in. Bradley Barcola potentially alongside competing with Liverpool. Morgan Rogers. They're upgrading in every single area. They're upgrading their bench, and I think that's the one scary thing about Arsenal is the fact that they're upgrading their bench. Their bench is getting better. So it's an interesting one. But no, I'm always going to back my club. I've always been like that as a fan. I think you've always got, if you support a football club, you've always got to bat them no matter who the fuck you support. I'm not saying if you're a Coventry fan, say you're going to go and win the league, but back your club saying you're going to do well by staying up. Bro, you need to state it with your, you know what, lad, don't be a little sissy boy with your predictions. I literally just said if I had to predict, I'll say Arsenal. I literally just said I think Arsenal win the league as of right now. But you told us we are bottlers and we have no heritage in Europe. What's happened? We're about the Premier League, not the Champions League. We will be retaining the Premier League for the first time in the Premier League era. We'll just wait and see. Big up to Touchline Bro, you're doing well. Big up Footy in chat, hope you're doing well. I think Man United are overrated. Their best player is a 32-year-old Bruno Fernandes, and Carrick has having an Ollie run. Yeah, look, we'll have to wait and see with Man United. I think, look, I rate some of their players in their team. I think Man United are in a similar situation to us. I think they need to bring in a couple of, squad options. I think Man United have got a decent core with the likes of Mbeumo, Cunha, Sesko, Bruno Fernandes, Lemens in goal is good. You got the likes of Lenny Euro, who I think will come good long term. So they've got a decent spine of players. Manchester United's about adding 2-3 more big starters and bringing in probably 2-3 good squad options. Because when you look at Manchester United's bench, it's hardly attractive. I think Man United start the season well and have a wobble and then end the season 4th or 5th. Look, I will do my full Premier League predictions nearer the time. Like I said, we're only 4 days into the transfer window and the fixtures have only been released. So I will do my predictions before the Premier League starts, probably like a day or two before. I always do my predictions. I always try and leave my predictions as long as possible because you never know. Like, for example, if Arsenal go and sign a Bradley Barcola or a Morgan Rogers or a Man City do get Anderson and they go and get a Tonali. Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't, big up to Clive as always. Big up to everybody in the building. But chat, before we do wrap up, I do want to say the Bomber. Now, we've got a new sponsor coming to the channel very, very soon. And the studio is nearly ready. What needs to be done at the studio is the wiring. Something to do with like the connection and like the plugs and stuff. But as soon as that is done, we will be moving into the new studio. I'm aiming to be moving into the studio before pre-season. That is my goal, to get everything done before pre-season. Obviously, I have to build the fucking setup. But I've got all my bits for it, my monitors, my MacBook, getting a new desk as well. So, yeah, the graphics, they're going to be going up. I'm speaking to somebody on Twitter as we speak about new like graphics design. So like when you go into the streams, the quality is going to be insane. And by the way, I won't be streaming off my MacBook or anything. We'll be streaming off an actual 4K camera. So we're investing the bucks into the channel. So I do appreciate everyone, as always, for clicking on the stream, supporting the channel. Even if you just like the stream, even if you just subscribe, it massively, massively really, really does help the channel. So I appreciate every single one of you for doing that. And yeah, man, I'm very much looking forward to it. I am going to go and watch the USA versus Australia game as well. So I appreciate everyone so much for watching. I will be back live later tonight for a Brazil watch along. Also, in terms of content tomorrow, we'll have a couple of shorts, a video out, and another transfer stream. Hopefully, we might hear some more news regarding Diomande and other players, etc. So, big up to everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Smash the likes on the way out. See if we can push to 50 likes on the way out. We'd massively appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a live stream or a video or a YouTube short, because we are pumping them out right now. And yes, I appreciate everyone so much for watching. Have a good rest of your weekend, whatever you got planned. Look, the weather in the UK is fairly decent. The past 2 days has been quite nice. So appreciate everyone for watching. Have a good weekend. Enjoy whatever you're doing, you know. Whether you're having a nice pint in the pub. Listen, I'll probably be doing that. So yeah, appreciate everyone for watching. Take care, stay God bless as always. And I will see you guys, if not tonight for the watch along, tomorrow as well for the Transfer Daily Up show. And yeah, take care, stay God bless, peace, love. Diomande, he's going to be a Liverpool player, no doubt. Take care, peace, love.